Okay, that's my path. So now I'm going to talk about a topic very near and dear to my heart. I don't know if you expected to see this word up here today, karma. So you may have some preconceived notions of what karma is, especially in this society. We have this view that karma is you do something bad happened to you, karma got you, you know. It's a very kind of shallow understanding of this term. It's a very old term, and it actually it really just means like memory. So if you ever think karma and you just think memory. Now, there's memory in your body. There's the DNA. It's got all the instructions for life in it. If I eat a piece of bread, my body knows how to turn that into a human being. So who's smarter, me or my body? I think my body's way smarter than I am. I'm just talking to you from like my frontal lobe up here. Not that smart compared to all the rest of your brain, all the rest of your central nervous system, all the rest of your body. And that's why breathing, I found out, was so important, is because my body actually has this memory in it, these traumas in it. We're holding them inside of our body physically. It's a system. Karma also as this information flow that spans generations. Okay? So it can take on different forms. When we talk about trauma, we're usually talking about intergenerational trauma. What did your parents do to you? What did those parents do to them? What did somebody do to you to make you feel like a victim? Then what did you do in response? What happened? It goes back to the first monkey throwing the first rock at another monkey, boom, hitting him in the head. He's mad now. He goes and he beats up some other animal, and it cycles and cycles. It's memory. And we don't really know who started this karma. It's like a recording that just plays over and over. And it can play out through generations, but it can also play out inside your own head. So this is the two types that I like to talk about, is you have intergenerational karmic structure. That's, I call trauma, because there's just people spewing their unhealed selves out on everyone else and causing more and more trauma. Okay? And that all just traces back and traces back. Who can you really be mad at? Your parents were probably doing the best they could. Oh, find out later, my parents had it worse even than I did. They moved the needle an inch. Great. They actually gave me breathing room. Even you keep tracing that back, maybe that was even worse for them. Worse for them, worse for them. So we're all kind of chewing through our karma. And you can either put your hands up and surrender and say, I'm just going to do drugs. I've been on that path. I'm just going to do drugs and I'm just going to check out. Stuff's too hard. Another thing that I learned from, there's a survey of people that had multiple biographies written about them, and 75% had childhood trauma. There is CIA, when they're recruiting their top agents, they're looking for just the right amount of childhood trauma, just the right amount. Those are going to make the best agents. They need to fill some kind of void. They need to fill some kind of love. That dog is just in them permanently, you know, whatever it is. So they've actually figured this out even at the CIA level. But it's not something that you can really avoid, karma. Stuff happens to you, and how you're going to respond to it means everything. How you're going to respond to it. That happens inside of you. Is it the karma intergenerational trauma, or is it the other type where society gave you messages and these things are playing in your head? Or something traumatic happened and it's playing in your head? The patterns that control your mind. The patterns. What are those? Another form of information flow. Another form of memory. Another form of karma. Playing out. How are you going to meet that challenge? Are you going to let your life be a recording and just play the recording all the time and say, this is me, poor me? Or are you going to be a spiritual warrior? Are you going to actually try and chew through some of this karma and make it better for the next generation, or make it better for the people around you? So if you'll humor me just for a short time, If you feel so inclined, I would like us to do just a little quick meditation on this. So if you feel so inclined, feel free to close your eyes just for a little bit. I want you to think back. What are some of those patterns that control your mind? Let's trace it back. Somebody do something to you that make you feel unloved, not valuable, scared, confused. How did you feel in that moment? Why were they doing that? Did you do something to make it worse? Did you respond in anger? How did you meet that challenge? Did you fail that challenge? Did you lash out? Did you spew your own karma back out at others? Do we have to maintain this victim status to that? Now's the hard part. Hard part's coming. Can you see the lesson in it? Can you see why you might have needed some of that information to be your best self? Are you ready? Not all of you will be ready today, but maybe this will just be the start of it. This is the really hard part. Can you forgive? Can you forgive those who did not know what they were doing? They were just flapping in the winds of karma, just spewing their own cycles out on you. I already said that's the hard part, but now it's the hardest part. The hardest part for me anyways. Can you forgive yourself for how you responded? Can you forgive yourself and move on and do better and take the lesson? Can you move on and live your best life? Is there a multiverse of possibilities out there? If there is, there's a bunch of them where I'm dead. I should have been dead I don't know how many times. I was in a vehicle rollover too in Iraq, filled up with water, tiny bit of air to breathe. I don't know why I didn't die that day. Super, super scary. 100 other times I can name. Why am I not dead? Why are the good ones dead? Are you ready to be the person that you can be in that multiverse of possibilities, to be your best self and bring your best self and give yourself grace? Give others grace. Give yourself some forgiveness. Give yourself some space to heal. Connect with others. We're all here healing and learning from each other. We're healing each other. Can you live your best life? And what's that look like? Last visualization now. What's that look like? Your best life. What's that look like for you? And now, what does that, you living your best life, look like for your community and the people that love you? How do they benefit? Do they want you on that worst possible timeline, or they want you on that golden timeline where you're being your best self and bringing your best self? Imagine that. The impact and the ripple of one person. We need you here with us. Thank you for doing that meditation with me. Thank you so much. We need you here with us. You matter. Little science joke. Little science joke here, because you are matter. So, you matter. Your life has these ripple effects on others. If you decide to end it short, self-delete, short-term solution, drugs, short-term solution, what's the hard work? Are you ready to be a real warrior? and meet the final frontier that is your own healing journey, that is your own karmic path, that is you trying to be the best you out there in all the infinite possibilities. We need your unique light here, and we don't mind your shadow coming with that light. We'll accept that too. You're worthy, just who you are, right now. You're valuable. You are worthy of love. If you're afraid of opening up to other people, how would you feel if you found out somebody killed themselves because they were too worried about your judgment on them? What would you tell them? Tell that to yourself. Tell that to yourself now. We want you here with us. In fact, you're here for a reason. You're here to inspire other people by what you overcame. If you got something that you think you can't overcome, reach out. If you think every day is just too dark for you, there's no way of being happy again, that's a pattern playing in your mind. It's a story. You're the author. Write a different chapter. Anytime. You're writing it every day.